Hello, everyone, and welcome to Reel Me In, a movie podcast, where you didn't really ask for it, but hey, I'm going to give it to you anyways. This is a podcast where I talk about anything, everything, and, well, anything about movies. My name is Chase Lee, and, the interview, guys. I put that in the title of this because, you know it's about to go down. Listen, I know you guys are sick and tired of hearing it, but listen, Kim Jong-un needs to have a little lesson taught. You know, I'm gonna coddle him, put him to bed, and I'm gonna be like, listen, Kim, everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. But and then we're gonna talk about The Hobbit 3. Talk about a couple of trailers that came out, and of course, box office results of the weekend. My guest this week is Eddie Tobias. If you guys do not know him, that's okay. Because I will introduce him. He went to the Art Institute of Dallas with me, and he is currently in Austin, finishing out school and whatnot. And, he's made a couple movies himself, but why am I going to talk about it when Eddie can tell you about it? So, Eddie, how you doing today?
What is up, Chase? It's really good to see you again, talk to you. How's it going, people? I'm Eddie Tobias. Like Chase said, went to school back in Dallas, moved down here, finish up. I graduate in December 2015 from the Art Institute of Austin. Been working on a feature film for the past 3 years called El-Way the Movie, which is my baby. It's about a masked wrestler who fights off the Chupacabra through the streets of Austin. And he's a bounty hunter by night and luchador by day. Got action figures, comic books coming out, all kinds of stuff. Working in a TV series deal with El-Way Network soon, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. I've been working in the film industry for about 8 years, started in high school, doing little shorts with a mentor of mine, commercials, worked on a feature film, and then just kind of catapulted from there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I am proud to say whenever Eddie blows up, well, first of all, I'm going to be begging him to ask for a job. But I will have the privilege to go, you know what? I actually saw the first ever short version of El-Way. Eddie actually submitted that into a festival that's sponsored by our school and whatnot. And I always enter every year, but Eddie entered El-Way, and the legend was born, my friends. So I feel honored to watch the first ever version of that. But first, before we get started, I have a sponsor today. It's CobraCoins.com. They specialize in creating fully customized coins for any occasion. They're collected by video gamers and movie buffs everywhere. Seriously, you can put anything on it. You want to put some fucking Star Wars on it? You want to put some Marvel, DC stuff? Ask and they'll throw it on there. It's trusted by many police departments everywhere, including the National Coast Guard, Air Force, and even your neighborhood-friendly Walmart. If you go to the website right now and you have a purchase order that you would like to make, just put in my name, Chase Lee, for a 10% off thing of your order. And CobraCoins.com, cold-blooded hot prices. Now listen here, people. I've been wanting to talk about this all week. A lot of people have been asking, so I'm about to tear this whole thing open. It's all going to be sold right here on this podcast, and we're going to put it to bed until it's actually released. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the interview, folks. Now, if you guys were like me and you wanted to see this movie on Christmas Day, well, first of all, you ain't going to see it because it's not going to play anywhere. If you guys have not heard, I talked about this last week. Sony has gotten hacked. A lot of information was stolen, social security number, info about employees, salaries, movies, it's some crazy shit. And so, it's like, how worse can it get, right? Well, it just did. So the interview starring Seth Rogen and James Franco, it's written and directed by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, two of my writing idols, and basically Franco plays a reporter, Rogen plays a TV producer, and they go to North Korea to interview Kim Jong-un, the actual leader of North Korea, and they are intercepted by the government to assassinate him. So they're just like, hey, can you assassinate him instead of doing the interview? Sure, why not? Let's do it. And of course, buddy comedy ensues. Apparently, there is a hacker organization online called the Guardians of Peace, and they basically said, if you show the interview, we will bomb movie theaters. Okay? So Sony has no problem with this. They're going to continue to go along with this. They're just like, whatever. A bunch of theater chains started dropping. They're just like, whoa. Listen, if there are going to be some fucking bomb threats, I am not going to screen this in my theater because I don't want some little girl that wants to see a little Black Annie movie and then have them being bombed because some movie next door. It's not going to work that way. So after all that, the interview's pulled. Sony said, we're not going to show this. We're thinking about VOD, some video on demand action. I don't mind that. At least they'll get it out somehow. Then the hackers are just like, hey, listen, if you show this anywhere, 9/11 attacks will happen, death will happen, whatever terrible threat they put in that message. So Sony was like, we're not going to show it in general. There was a lot of I almost said blacklash. I don't know what that is. There was a lot of backlash this week on if Sony should have done that. A lot of people are coming out saying, they shouldn't have done it. They should have just released it. Don't give in to the terrorists. It's a fucking cyber hacker. Like, why would you do that? A lot of people bitch about movies every day, but you're not going to fucking pull them. A lot of people are saying that what Sony did was for the best. You don't want to hurt people. I'm going to let Eddie go first on this one because I'm going to spin this thing in a new light to where, like, you'll understand, like, kind of both sides because this is not a black and white thing. This is kind of a gray area situation, unless Eddie disagrees with me. So, Eddie, I'm going to let you take this one. Do you think the interview should have been pulled from Sony?
I'll put it to for you guys in two ways. Let's start with what everyone likes to, hear, the artistic expression. As an artist, our job is to, push the boundaries, cross lines, make sure we want people to think, be provocative. And that's what this movie was kind of doing. It was just making fun of an existing dictator. It was a little lighthearted comedy. Sure, it probably wouldn't have made millions at the box office, but, it was funny. And that's what we do in times of stress, is we let it out through comedy. That's what comedians do. That's what artists do. And for someone to basically make a threat because you're expressing your, freedom to talk, put your ideas out there, and say we're going to, kill everyone in the United States or that watches this film, and then for you to basically give into that and say, okay, my whole, freedom of speech, I'm going to just give that to you because I'm scared that you might, bomb the U.S. From that side of things, it kind of like hurt me as an artist to say, well, if these big executives have the ability to showcase my artwork, or showcase my movie if I ever work in a film studio one day, and then for all my hard work and all my money and everything to just be thrown into the trash because of an outside source that I knew was possibly going to be offended, and I did it anyway and didn't care because that's my job, for them to actually give into that, it hurts as an artist. It's like, well, what happened to this freedom of speech? All of a sudden we're letting another country censor us. And this, in this day and age, that really, I could see why a lot of the actors and a lot of the, producers and everyone outside was, putting a backlash at Sony. Now, for the business side of things, all right, here it is, people. The reality. Me working for a film, movie theater, for about a year, almost 2 years. Movie theaters do not make money off of the sales. They make money off of concessions and anything you buy there, extra gift cards, food, whatever. In this case, bar, liquor. That is where movie theaters make their money. So, in general, if theaters say, we're going to pull this because, we're scared there's going to be bomb threats, Sony didn't give in to North Korea. They gave in to the fact that they're not going to make any money off of this movie because there's other companies that say, we won't show it. And because of that, Sony backed out. It wasn't because North Korea threatened them or said we're going to bomb everyone. It was because there were these big, Regal Cinemas, AMC, Galaxy Theaters, you name it. These big, movie companies, these chains didn't want to show the film, and they lost it. That's their first way of distribution is through theaters. Second thing, to go through video on demand. It's a cyber attack. If they got into your emails and got into your personal content, what makes you think that if you go through Amazon, the next company like Amazon or iTunes or anything won't get hit as well? So therefore, those companies aren't going to risk getting hacked. So they will also tell you, no, we don't want to let you go through video on demand. So from a business aspect, I think Sony just kind of caved in to this money-making machine instead of actually putting out a film that possibly would have just been the big joke. I really hope this is all one big hoax, because as someone that loves marketing and merchandise and everything, this is one of the most genius fucking things to do to market your film. If in the end you're going to say, oh, by the way, it's all a big joke, we're going to release it anyway, thanks North Korea for helping us out with this marketing campaign. Bravo, Sony. But if not, it goes to show you guys what's really interesting to studios it's not a good story. It's not visual effects. It's not acting. They don't give a shit about any of that. It's all about how much money can you make. And from a business aspect, I can respect that. Knowing they weren't going to make any money, they pulled out. But when you're the head of a big studio, you got to find alternate ways, man. You got to think of, okay, how else can I make my money back or recoup at least some extent. But yeah, man, that's kind of my take on it.
I agree with everything that Eddie said. Now listen, I know you guys were hoping for a debate, but I'm going to lay down the 401 on you guys. And I promise I will never say that again because I'm not Slim Shady. So listen, first of all, I don't think North Korea was behind this attack. I don't think they were. Do you guys know how much information was fucking stolen from Sony? 100 terabytes. I just want to let you guys know that when I move a 3 gig porn video onto my flash drive, it takes like an hour, maybe even longer to transfer. You know why? Because that shit takes time. Now listen, if you are this hacker and you were going into Sony every night and you were stealing a little bit each time, 100 fucking terabytes will take forever. This was not something that just fucking happened right away. This has been in the works probably since the interview was announced. And so there's no fucking way North Korea did it. Listen, do you guys even know what North Korea is? They're a backwards nation. They live in the fucking 1700s. They can barely put on pants properly, let alone fucking hack 100 terabytes of information. Think about it. Okay, they starve their people. They treat their people like shit. And we don't know how smart their government is. We really don't. We know that they look dumb, and we know that they live in a backward society, but there is no fucking way, even if they hired someone, no way that the North Koreans did it. You want to know why they pulled this movie? Eddie's right. It is a business decision, and it's also, I think it is also a scared tactic, because North Korea is kind of like the stupid baby cousin of China and Japan. China they'll protect them. China is a huge money-making machine for movies. So is Japan. Eddie is right in the sense that this was a pure business decision. They pulled out because no theaters were going to show it, and if they pissed off China or Japan because of North Korea, then they're not going to show it, and that's a huge market. The fact that people think that Kim Jong-un, the guy who has fucking roadkill on his head, is going to say that he stole 100 terabytes of information, you are absolutely fucking high right now. I don't know who the hacker was. My guess, this is just speculation, there was a lot of people that were laid off from Sony. It's very possible it was a disgruntled worker. Maybe they didn't want that to be seen. Maybe they took it as North Korea, and taking a shot at them or whatever. I don't think North Korea did it. I think it was a pure business decision, because when you pull out all your theaters, how in the hell are you going to make your money? If Sony does not figure out a way to distribute this movie, they're going to lose $100 million at least. That's a lot of fucking money. And especially when you're Sony right now and you are swimming in this terrible hacking thing right now, you need to have a hit movie. Because I'm going to tell you fucking right now, spoiler alert, Annie did not make number 1 at the box office. Sony is not making hit movie after hit movie. So if they're going to swim in this, they need to I'm telling you. And there's a lot of things that have to do with, like, the CEO stepping up going, hey, we support our filmmakers and everything. We made the right decision. Well, if you supported your filmmakers, you would have fucking released it some way, shape, or form. Theaters? Probably not, because no one wanted to pick it up. Video on demand? You should have done that, or Netflix or something. And the thing that really kind of made me perturbed is, like, he's like, yeah, no one has reached us on wanting to distribute. So you're basically sitting there going, we'll wait for people to come to us. What are you, the fucking bully on the playground? Why don't you contact Netflix? Because I'm pretty damn sure they would do it. Also, another thing, not every fucking theater wanted to drop. You know what one theater wanted to show it? Alamo Drafthouse. They got one in Austin, they got one in Dallas and stuff. They are a known chain to not give a shit. They would have screened it. So you can't say that every single theater wanted to drop out. You pulled it because the major theater chains dropped out. AMC, Cinemark, and Regal. When those drop out, that's most of your business. So yes, I understand why you did it. You did it for a pure business decision. I don't think North Korea did it. They're going to release this movie somehow. When? I don't know. I think either it's going to get leaked online by another hacker that wants to go against this hacking team, or Sony's going to finally have balls and be like, oh, we're going to release it, maybe not in theaters, but we're going to release it some way, somehow. Because that's what they said. They said they want to release it. They just don't know how. Well, why don't you contact people to release it? That's my whole thing on this. I'm probably a little bit more passionate because, like I said, I really wanted to see this movie. Listen, guys. When I was a 13-year-old little boy and I had acne all over my face and my body, and I looked like a crater. I was into comedies, and so I really wanted to make comedies, and I was really inspired by a lot of filmmakers. I saw Superbad when I was 18, and I can tell you that when I saw that, I looked up the writers, and I was like, you know what? Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, I cannot wait to see what you do in the future. So they make Pineapple Express. They misstep with the Green Hornet. They make This Is the End. These guys are on a roll. They take one chance on a movie and they get slammed for it. That's bullshit. You should let Seth Rogen do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, and this comes into the whole business thing. Look at his past two movies. This Is the End and Neighbors. He did not write Neighbors, but he did produce it with his partner Evan. He made This Is the End. He wrote and directed it, and he also starred in it. Those movies banked. Okay? Regardless if you fucking hate Seth Rogen, his movies make money. With the controversy on top of this is going to be one of the most sought-after movies of all time, regardless if people fucking like it. You need to release it, Sony. But I understand why you did it. And think about it this way, Eddie. Would you really want to be that theater responsible in case something were to happen violently? Would you really want to be held responsible legality-wise? I wouldn't. So, like, you can see that side of it where, like, they pull because they, like, if someone bombs a theater and the interview's playing there, Sony's going to have to take that up to court as well, along with all this hacking stuff. Because they're being sued out the butthole right now from former employees about this whole hacking thing. So, I can see the whole threat side. I can also see the business side. I can see the freedom of speech side. I can see it not being North Korea. Like I can see every single side. What needs to happen is it needs to be released regardless, because I'm sick and tired of hearing the CEO of Sony saying there's no other way to distribute. We gotta hold back for right now. No,
I think it's probably more of a society mindset thing. I mean, if anyone's out there listening right now, and you honestly think that North Korea hacked the United States and got all this information, you're stupid. I'm sorry. I don't care if I lose fans for saying this. The media's job is to report on what is going on in the world. And if you have paid any attention to the past 2 years of all media outlets, going from school gun shootings, from bombings in Boston, from any kind of terror act, the media sucks at doing that, man. All they do is they try to scare you into believing whatever agenda is on there right now. And I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I'm not. Do your research. Go out there, read articles, go and watch old news shows. They all have the same formula of how many people can we scare. And I'm loving the fact that they bring people on sometimes, and the reporters themselves get schooled by the interviewee. They'll tell them, oh, this is what's going on right now, actually. And the reporter will not know what the fuck to say because they just got pwned, basically. So what you guys need to do, if you guys want to see the film, understand what is actually going on. I'll bring this into what the reality is. When the Boston bombing happened, it was a tragedy. On that same day, and this is going into internet, and then we're talking into kind of cyber, world. The SOPA Act, which if you guys don't know, was kind of an anti-piracy, act that was going to allow the government to basically monitor all internet activity, including what civilians to veterans, anyone was doing. Of course, the internet blew up and said, no, we don't want this. This is ridiculous. This is an invasion of privacy. So that was happening around the same time the bombings were. Then the bombing happens, and on that same day, a similar act that was written gets passed. No one knows about it. No one hears about it because all that's on television is, this tragedy. Fast forward through the years, and we're to this moment today where it's like, okay, well, what's really going on behind the scenes? Why is it that North Korea is the central, being in this cyber attack? What is really going on? And right now, there's people in Congress, Republicans, Democrats all together meeting, kind of talking about this, I'm sure. Are they going to come up with some extra privacy act that's going to even, allow YouTubers like yourself, filmmakers like myself, to be censored because we disagree with what's going on in the world? That's the most important thing that's going on right now is the ability to just express ourselves using a valuable tool like the internet to connect with people all across the United States, all across the world, and to have that turned off because someone doesn't like what we're saying is fucking bullshit. And it's not happening in North Korea. It's happening in our own country. Yep. And I hate to go a little political right now, but that's the core of the reason why so many people are getting upset about this Sony hack. It's not because, Sony gave in to terrorists or because, Sony's losing money or it's North Korea attack. It's none of that. It's the fact that we're kind of getting sick of being censored, even by our own country. And, it's up to us to change that. And whether it's people like Anonymous, groups like Anonymous or group hackers, or it's fans, signing petitions, or it's, movie theaters that are saying, you know what, give it to us anyway. We'll distribute it and we'll give you all the profits, even freaking concession profits, because we feel sorry for you guys and the filmmakers. Heck, I would sign a petition and say, let's watch the film and we'll show it, and all the money doesn't go to the producers. It goes to, people like Seth Rogen, people like the actors that worked on it, people that are actually put their hard-earned, time, money, effort into making this film, not some studio exec that just signed a piece of paper and said, here you go, we'll go ahead and, make the film. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my whole input on everything. That's my kind of final say, I guess, is that in a world where we have the internet to use as our tool, how long are we going to wait before it's taken away from us?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. And, I want you to think about what he said, guys. This country is, sexually repressed. Do you know how many times, we censor, sexuality and all that stuff? Think about it. This hacking situation is from within our walls. And I don't know if it's there's plenty of facts that we do not know out of this whole thing. There's a lot of stuff being kept hidden. But it needs to be released because regardless if you fucking hate Seth Rogen or the movie, there's a lot of people that work their asses off on that movie. Give them the fucking respect and just release it, even if it makes $2. I just don't understand, Sony. You are in such a shitstorm right now. Why don't you capitalize on this fucking publicity of your movie and release it? Why are you going to let a cyber terrorist win on this? Because what you're saying is, whoever bitches about a movie next, they're going to have to pull it now. That's the message that you sent to people by doing that. Okay, so I'm going to hate every Katherine Heigl movie, but I'm a bitch to a studio that made that movie and they're going to pull it? No. Internet trolls are all over the internet every single day. Why is this one any different? They need to release it. End of story. I don't know when. I understand the concerns of the safety and all that stuff. There's a lot, like I said, very gray area situation. I can see every single fucking side. It will get released. Give it time. But we've talked about that long enough. But that's why I waited all week to do this. Kim Jong-un, if you're listening, which you're not because you don't even know what a computer is and you still send stuff, message through a bottle. Hey, lighten up. And listen, even though North Korea was not behind this, I guarantee you Kim Jong-un hates the fact that the fucking movie's being made. No doubt about that. The guy hates everything. So, I mean, he just needs to lighten up and just get over the fact that everyone else in the world does not live in the 1700s and we make fun of each other all the time. That's just the way it works. And apparently, here's the other thing. People that are just like, I don't want to see the movie. It's going to suck anyways. How do you know? How do you fucking know? Only like 50 people in this country have seen it. Like, there's been a couple of like early screenings and whatnot. And like, one of the guys that did a review on it said it's actually like a pretty honest look at North Korea in a way. Because North Korea does, they torture their citizens. So we're basically going to not show something that's kind of true almost. It's like it doesn't make any sense. North Korea is just a weird country. Let them be weird. They're not behind this hack. Let's get her.
You guys are. I think Hobbit is showing it at his house somewhere with Kim Jong-un in presence. I don't know. Might be able to get them together and watch the movie. Maybe he'll lighten things up.
I mean, shit. Here's my theory. Why don't you just get Dennis Rodman to take the movie over there and be like, "Hey, listen, Kimmy, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna watch this movie. Okay, it is about you, and you probably die at the end, but that's okay because we're still friends, right? Because listen, Dennis Rodman is the only person that has connections and ties to Kim Jong-un. So Dennis Rodman, go to North Korea and save our country." So, Dennis Rodman for president. There you go. That is our take on the whole interview situation. I know we went on for a long time, guys, but that's okay because it's an important subject that needs to be talked about. So, movie review for this week is The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. I saw it this morning. Eddie has seen the movie. I'll go and take this one first. I loved it. There's a reason why I like this saga more than Star Wars, because a lot of people, they debate, like, which one's the best saga of all time, as they rub their nipples and shit. So I'm going to lay down the law right now. I like the Lord of the Rings saga. I like the Hobbit trilogy. It's just, they're fun movies. And, like, if you can really, like, sink yourself into that world, you will be immersed as soon as the movie starts. And I think that's what the Hobbit does well. And I really love the third one. It's my favorite of the three for sure. And just looking at the whole trilogy in general, I loved it. It's shot so well. I love the CGI. I love the story of it. I just love it, guys. I mean, here's the thing. I've actually I saw Lord of the Rings back in the day, but I didn't see all three in theaters. I've seen all three of the Hobbits in theaters, and I can tell you that I had a fun time. I really enjoyed myself. And it's really hard to kind of review a third movie in a series where it's like it pretty much the same as the first two. Because, I can talk about the acting and the directing all day, but as you guys know, like, it's the same director, same actors. So the best way to describe it is this is a full-on battle movie. There's a lot of fighting in it. I think Peter Jackson completely captured the tone of Middle-earth. I think the acting all around is very good, just like the first two. I love Martin Freeman as Bilbo. I love Richard Armitage as Thorin. I like how Luke Evans got a lot of screen time in this, so I like that. Ian McKellen, awesome as Gandalf. Like, there's only so much you can say about it before it starts to get too repetitive. It's shot well. It's just a very well-packaged movie and a well-packaged trilogy. I really enjoyed myself. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Go see The Hobbit, especially if you like the first two. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. Like, it's really tough to, like, kind of review these movies, Eddie, because you know that, like, it's a continuation of a story, so it's kind of hard to kind of judge it on its sole thing, because think about it. Like, the second one, Smaug, literally at the end of that movie is literally a pickup right at the first of the third one. I would have rather seen that long movie together. them broken up. But I understand why they broke it up. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I really enjoyed it, guys. Hobbit 3, man, go see it. Eddie, what'd you think about it?
And I thought it was a great completion to the whole Middle Earth story.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, the song itself, which I don't know if you guys know, but was recorded by, oh god, I'm drawing a blank right now. Anyways, it's a really nice song. It's just basically saying goodbye to Middle Earth. You know, it's part of the film, and as a film itself, you know, having the story pick up right off where the second one left. You're kind of in the second one left you like at the end of the climax of a second act of a movie.
Yep.
You know, and then you pick off, and this is the conclusion, and that's what it felt like. But it had its own beginning, middle, and end, which I loved. You know, it wasn't. Thank you, Peter Jackson, for not making part one, you know, Battle of Five Armies, and then part two, and splitting it up like most other Hollywood, you know, endings to a trilogy would do. I loved it. I love the heart of everything. It's really, you know, I think you can attest that every film has had the theme of, you know, man versus man or man versus nature, and this one was really man versus self all the way. I felt so encouraged and empowered. No matter what situation emotionally you're going through, guys out there, watch this film. It really make you think about, what are you doing in life? How can you better yourself? How can you become a better human being? And that's what I got out of the heart of the film. I'm a very I like for the emotions in every film and stories, and that's what I got out of it. And I really like that. Legolas kicks ass. If you're a huge Legolas fan, this guy does Mario stunts like I've never seen before, and it looks ridiculous. But they're cool. They're fun. You know, it's the movie. There's funny moments. There's even just a long moment in there that towards the end that you feel for the characters, and it's just they're not doing anything, but you just know that at the end of all this battle and all this stress, they're just finally like, yep. Well, that was nice. And yeah, I thought it was a great conclusion to the series. I agree. I love the Hobbit series more than any other film series, more than all the Harry Potters, more than all the, you know, Star Wars. I think the Hobbit was a really great, you know, trilogy, and especially for him to come back to it after 10 years, I think it was. You know, they thought they were going to say goodbye to Lord of the Rings. They came back and did the Hobbit. Guillermo del Toro got it started off. And I can totally see the scenes that he wrote. Anything that has to do with big monsters coming out, yep. Definitely probably Guillermo del Toro.
That's probably how it was, because as you guys know, I always refer to as del Toro as the Mexican Peter Jackson. So basically it's like having two Peter Jacksons in the room. So can you imagine Peter Jackson's like, okay, now listen, Guillermo, this scene is going to feature a bunch of dwarf armies, a bunch of elf armies, and a bunch of orc armies. Now, I was thinking like they could just like come in like very passionately and like have a standstill. They're going to have their arguments and they're going to finally fight. I mean, what do you think about this scene? And then the only thing he's going to say like, what the fuck are the monsters going to look like, Peter? That's the question.
Yeah, hold on. I think I can do a really good impersonation of Guillermo. I'll give it a shot. He's like, well, I think there should be some more monsters. if you have the trees with claws and teeth, and they come out, and all of a sudden these orcs that have like noses that are just really big and bad, I think that'd be really cool, Peter.
See, and then Peter would be like, Guillermo, go sit in your corner and go write Pan's Labyrinth too.
As a matter of fact, I'm working on something right now, and it's gonna be really cool, and it does nothing to do with fucking Sony, because I hate fucking Sony right now.
And just to let you guys know, Eddie is not white, so he's actually justified in doing all these stereotypes. So, yeah, you can't get angry at him for doing that because he's not white. Yeah, I really like it, guys. If you like this, because here's the progression. I really like the first one. I love the second one. I really love the third one. So it's kind of like a progression, just like in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And Eddie brought up something about the characters. This is why I prefer this epic, nerdy saga versus Star Wars, is because I love the characters in this, and I love, like he said, like it's the battle within yourselves, because like this whole movie is focusing on Thorin and the battles within him, and what he stands for with his people, and how gold manipulates people. It's basically about a movie about greed and power, and you can really see that in all three movies, and I really loved it, guys. It's a fantastic trilogy. The song at the end, Not gonna lie, I fucking shed a tear. That's right. I'll turn around the audience and be like, "Hey, listen, I'm fucking crying. So what? Hand me a tissue." So I really enjoyed it, guys. It's a fantastic movie. Eddie, what would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, man, I would go ahead and be safe to say, because it's finished and it's over with, a 9 out of 10. Definitely go see it. If you have the opportunity to watch it in 3D, pay the extra bucks, high frame rate. It was well worth it. It looked really awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did Eddie bring up high frame rate? Yes, he did. Listen, you motherfuckers. High frame rate is not a bad format. I actually saw all 3 of them in high frame rate. And I can tell you, yes, it takes like 2 minutes to adjust, but then it looks fine after that. Why are people bitching about this? You want to fucking bitch about something? James Cameron's going to put the Avatar sequels in 60 frames a second. That's going to look so hyper-realistic, your fucking face is going to melt off, okay? This one is not bad. Like, especially in this one. I'm not kidding. In the Battle of the Five Armies, like within the first minute or so, I was like, oh, it's high frame rate. But after that, literally after the first 2 minutes, I could not tell. Because I think Peter Jackson finally did something with this high frame rate in a good light, because I don't like high frame rate televisions. I really don't. I think it makes them look like stage plays. But Peter Jackson was like, you know what? I want to try this in a movie. I think it works. And I think people should just at least give it a shot, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? 24 frames standard film is very nice. It's probably going to go away after a while. So get used to high frame rate. Yeah, if you can go see it in high frame rate, please give it a chance, because it's new technology, and I think it works for this. I think it works better for high frame rate with special effects than 24, for sure. So, yes, at some points, you can see them walk and run, and it kind of looks weird because there's no motion. But that's not a reason to be like, oh, that's fucking terrible. Like, it really isn't. Like, just high frame rate is not bad, guys. Just please give it a shot. I saw all 3, and I can tell you that they're not bad. Like, at all. Like, I don't know why people think it's so jarring, but, like, yeah. So, that's our thoughts on The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies. But, who cares what I have to say? I want to know what you guys have to say. I want you to comment in that place, or upload my voice, and let me and Eddie know, what did you think of the third Hobbit, the whole Hobbit trilogy in general? Which one's better, Hobbit or Star Wars? And what did you think about the whole interview? Should they have pulled it, or should they have kept it and just kept it going? I'd like to know you guys' opinions on that. Before we get to the box office results for the weekend, we're going to talk about a couple trailers, because I skipped over that because I was just so passionate to talk about the interview. The first trailer I'm going to talk about is Knight of Cups. This is directed by Terrence Malick, and it stars Christian Bale, Natalie Portman, Cate Blanchett, and I blanked on his name. Eddie, the guy that played Biff in Back to the Future.
Biff from Back to the Future.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Fuck. Shit.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
We all know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the actor, whoever his name is, Brian Dennehy. Got it. So Brian Dennehy was in this, and I thought that was kind of cool, because I've always liked him in Back to the Future movies and stuff. But this movie is, I would say, it's kind of like about the industry, if you will, the movie industry and fame and being of a celebrity status and money and all that greed and power that gets to your head. See, running theme today. Yeah, it looks really cool. I've never seen like a full Terrence Malick movie. Ooh, oh, I know. All you fucking film enthusiasts that I'm friends with, you can come throw a pitchfork at my dick, because I'm telling you right now that I've not seen a full Terrence Malick movie. I've seen half of The Thin Red Line, and that's it. But I will watch Knight of Cups. It looks really good. It looks really interesting. I've always liked Malick's cinematography, for sure. I've seen all the trailers to his movies. I just have not seen them yet. But I will get to them. It's not like I don't want to watch them. But the cinematography looks gorgeous. The acting looks good. All that stuff. So Knight of Cups, guys, looks like a cool trailer. And the second trailer, just real briefly, is Get Hard, also known as Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart for the first time, ladies and gentlemen. They star in this movie. Will Ferrell's going to go to jail. Kevin Hart's got to toughen him up. That's basically what you got. So basically a lot of black racial humor, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you're going to get. Trailer looks kind of funny. I'll give it a shot when it comes out. I like Kevin Hart, so let's do this. So those are the trailers that came out this week. It's kind of slim pickings. There was a couple others, but I pick and choose what look kind of cool. I don't pick like terrible. So that is that for the bulk of the show. Let's get on to the box office results for the weekend. All right, Eddie. I always like to play the game. Can you guess the top 5, starting from 5 to 1?
Wow. Okay. From 5 to 1. 5, I'm going to go ahead and say maybe Annie. 4, I don't know. I'm going to skip to 3, 2, and 1. I would say number 1 still has to be The Hobbit. Number 2, I wouldn't know, to be honest. The problem is when I worked at the movie theater, I never paid attention to what movies were actually coming out because I was just kind of showing up to work and leaving. But yeah, and now that I have more time to watch more movies, that's what I would say. I'd say Hobbit's still at number 1. Annie's definitely at number 5. And that's what I'm going to go. And in the middle, I'll let you...
Okay.
I'm horrible.
You got one right, obviously, because The Hobbit was number 1. If you guys didn't listen, if you guys didn't know The Hobbit was going to make number 1, you're obviously blind. All right, so number 5, Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part Uno. It made $7.7 million. Domestic haul right now is at $289 with the worldwide total of, if my internet will stop fucking up, oh my god, let's go.
Oh, hackers got you, man.
I know. It's the North Korea, man. Fucking Kim Jong-un and his fat haircut. Like, he's coming to get me. All right, so, that's actually a really good game. Eddie, would Kim Jong-un approve of Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 1, and why?
I think no, because the movie got split up into 2 parts, and he doesn't have enough time to watch 2 movies. He's only got time to watch 1, so that's why he wouldn't approve.
I think that he would not approve it because the political agenda is not about him. Like, it's about President Snow, but it should be about Kim Jong-un, because that's the only thing we believe. So,
and he also doesn't star in the film, so that's another problem.
That's true. I mean, he needs to be Katniss with, he's already got tits because he's so fat, but I mean, like, he can play that part. So production budget $125, worldwide $639. It's definitely making its money back plus some. Good job. Number 4, Exodus: Gods and Kings. Made.
That's right. That's the movie that casted all the white people.
The black people. Oh, I thought they were black people. Oh shit! I'm thinking of the wrong movie. Guys, I'm kidding. Okay, so it came in at number 4 with $8 million. Budget $140, worldwide $100. You're fucking failing, Fox. All right, I will go on this one. Kim Jong-un would not approve of Exodus: Gods and Kings because he's neither god or king in this movie. It needs to be called Exodus Kim Jong-un and Kim Jong-un. That's why he would not approve of this one. I think I'm going to make this into a weekly thing just because the whole interview story is so funny. All right, number 3 is Annie with $16 million. Budget is $65 million.
Got a ways to go.
And it's only made 16, so it needs to make about 130 roughly to break even. So congratulations, Annie, from Sony. You're going to probably fail. All right, so number 2, Night at the Museum 3.
Wow.
Was $17 million on a budget of $127. It's only made $27 worldwide so far. Good luck. So we skipped Annie. So Kim Jong-un would not appreciate, or he would not approve of Annie because it's not a little North Korean boy as the orphan, nor is he the one adopting himself. I guess that would make more sense. Kim Jong-un is like the North Korean version of Kanye West. He just always thinks about himself and just wants them and everything.
I think he would want to play the Cameron Diaz character, so that way he can control all the little kids working for him.
That's right. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we'll go with that. He would not approve of Ninth Museum, Secret of the Tomb, because all the characters coming to life are not his dad or his grandpa.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, that's great. And then number 1, guys, is Hobbit: Battle of the Five Armies with $56 million total gross, because it came out on Wednesday, is $490 for domestic, worldwide for $355. Unfortunately, and this has been the same for the first one, they haven't released their budget, so I have no idea if they're doing well. But guys, it's the fucking Hobbit. They're doing well. Why would Kim Jong-un not approve of the Hobbit? I think it's because
I know.
I don't. Maybe because he thinks that they're portraying him as the orc, the ugly motherfucker, and so he's like, guys, listen, the orc is not pretty enough, so you need to make him look more like me, like a pudgy Tootsie Roll. So I mean,
I say he would approve of it, and it's because Peter Jackson and Guillermo del Toro's weight combined is a lot more than his.
Oh, that's true. Because they'd be like, Peter Jackson, he looks like
They're not fatter by that much, but they're still combined together a little bit, probably maybe like 5 or 10 pounds.
That's true, and it makes Kim Jong-un look very good, so I totally understand that. And just to let you know, guys, I'm not even joking. This is birthed a new segment I'm going to do. Would Kim Jong-un approve of that? So North Korea, come fucking hack me. All right, so that will do it, guys. That was an intense episode. We talked about the interview, a couple trailers that came out, The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, and, of course, the box office results for the weekend. I want to thank Eddie for coming on to the show. Eddie, where can the good people find you online?
You can find me on at Twitter at Eddie Tobias and on Facebook, Eduardo.a.Tobias, or just check out my movie, elwaythemovie.com, and you'll be able to find all kinds of goodies on there.
All right, so if I have any people from Mexico listening, he is your Peter Jackson, okay? So go follow him. Listen, check out his shit, guys. Eddie's a good filmmaker. He's kind of reviving the whole Grindhouse thing, which I totally respect because I actually like Grindhouse. And I still approve of Sin City 2. Why did that movie not make its money back? Anyways, different subject. So that will, like I said, that will do it for this week's episode, guys. If you guys want to follow me on Spreaker here, just click that follow button. You'll get updates on live shows and when I post these things. I'm also on iHeartRadio, so I can expand to a wider audience, and so I can be, I don't know, I might reach North Korea. You can follow me on Twitter at ReelChaseley, REEL Chaseley, all one word. If you guys want to like my Facebook page to get up-to-dates on movie reviews, whatever the fuck I post on movies, podcasts, it's facebook.com/Real Reviews with Chase Lee. YouTube, you'll find web series, movie reviews. I mean, you can probably procrastinate yourself for about 30 minutes and then fall asleep. But I mean, if you are interested, youtube.com/Shabutnik75, capital S, lowercase h, ABOOTNIK 75. And I think that's it. Yeah. By the way, guys, I actually submitted a film into the Dallas International Film Festival. So if it makes it in, I will let you guys know. And yeah, because that would be awesome. I've been telling you guys about it for the longest time, so I will let you guys know if I get accepted, because that would be pretty badass. So yeah, next week, guys, is the biggest episode of the year. Congratulations, 2014. You can go die now. You can go rest at peace. 2015 is around the corner, so you guys know what that means. Top 10 of 2014. I've kept this list under wraps. No one knows what the fuck is on it. No one knows the fucking order. It's going to be awesome. And I'm going to have Jackson on next week, and he's going to have his list as well. And I don't know his list. He doesn't know mine. It's going to be great. It's going to be a whole night of surprises. That sounded a lot cooler in my head, but it's okay. Yeah, so if you guys listen to this at night, have a good night. If you're listening to it during the day, have a good day. If you're listening to it while taking a shit, it's okay. I'll still be your friend. Just don't shake my hand. So I am Chase Lee. That is Eddie Tobias. I will see you guys next week for the last show of 2014, a.k.a. Top 10 of the Year. You guys are fucking awesome. I love you all. Peace out, everyone.